I have no idea how to start these videos, so I'm just gonna get straight into it. Thank you for the comments in the last video. Glad you guys are actually enjoying these talks. Definitely helps me, hopefully it helps some of you guys. But today what I want to talk about is being alone. Like, why so many people fear being alone in life. I don't mean like being single your whole life. I don't mean, you know, just a loner or depressed or anything like that. I'm just talking about, like, you know, spending time alone with yourself. Why people always need to experience things with other people and what that does to you. Like, it kind of ruins your identity, because one thing I used to be consumed with was I always used to spend time with other people. I always wanted to be somebody else. I always idolized other people and figured, how can I be more like them and less like me? I think a lot of our generation struggles with that because of social media. A lot of us look up to other people and feel insecure about everything we don't have, everything we don't look like, and how different we are to other people. And for a lot of people out there, it's a big struggle, you know, not being happy with who you are and not accepting yourself. But massive issue is people can just change their minds. Like, nothing will change unless you don't change your mind, right? One thing that helped me a lot is when I moved to London, when I spent time by myself, I just detached. I isolated myself, I got to know myself, I did some soul searching, as cringy as it is. I wanted to discover who I was, what I wanted, and that really helped me. Another massive thing that helped me was defining who I wasn't. I always had a false belief of who I was, and it just was not true. I used to think I was like the big dominant guy because I was kind of like fat and my family was skinny, so I always thought I was like, you know, I had to be the cool, aggressive type of guy, just because of the people that I was idolizing in those years. And if you know me, I'm like the most innocent, fragile, sensitive person you'll meet. And like that only came when, that's awesome. That only came when I kind of just did some soul searching, started to learn who I was, and that helped me learn who I wasn't. And well, this really isn't going as planned. This is just, I don't plan these talks, I just talk about them. Because yesterday, well, I finally got into TikTok, and there was this quote saying, if you could end your life without hurting anyone, would you? And I read through like 3,000 comments. Most people said yes. Like, I honestly stayed up for so long. I stayed up for like 5 hours just reading through it all, and it was just really consuming. Like, most people would take their own lives if they didn't hurt anyone else, and that, yeah, it really hit me. And a lot of them were parents too. Something that really surprised me, and a lot of them were saying that if they didn't have any kids, they wouldn't be here anymore. They would gladly take their own lives instead of going through pain. And that was just, I was never even imagined that was possible. But just goes to show that so many people are so just alone. And the worst part about it is, a lot of people have people around them, like friends, family. You know, a lot of people deem them as popular, but they're more alone than people that have no one. So, quote most people know is like, wouldn't you rather be alone or surrounded by one person that's genuine, as opposed to being around people that are fake and people that actually don't care about you? It's one of the beautiful things about social media, that people generally do care, and I know a lot of you don't agree with that, but when you talk to enough people and when you put positive things out there, a lot of people send things back, and a lot of people are very optimistic and positive. And one thing that annoys me is people think social media is such a bad thing. It causes depression, but like, you choose who you follow, you choose who you don't. And I've used it, and a lot of people have used it as a tool for influencers. Like, I idolize people like Christian Guzman, a 26-year-old entrepreneur who's incredible. He just puts in so much work. The message he... Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, back to the topic. Sorry, this is all just for us. I'm just trying to like speak out. Sorry, people just came through. I lost my train of thought. What I was saying was, what I'm struggling to say is, shouldn't be scared to spend time alone, shouldn't be scared to get to know yourself, because you can't be in a healthy relationship if you don't know who you are. If you're spending your whole life trying to be somebody you're not, then you can't. You can't be someone you're not, because you can never be the best version of them. Like, you'll never be the best version of Michael Jordan because he is who he is. You know, no one's ever gonna say, oh my god, you're like Michael Jordan. Like, no. You can't be like that because he's so unique, he's himself. And like, if you watch and study like what Michael Jordan did, like, he was so present in the moment, he believed in himself, he worked on himself every day. And he knew what he loved and he worked on it. And he, in my opinion, became the best basketball player in the world. And his legacy is just incredible. And that was achieved because he didn't try to be someone he wasn't. He knew who he was, he found who he was, he found what he loved, and look what he created. You know, you got like thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people that idolize this guy, that want to be like this guy, but never could be. They could probably be a better basketball player if they try to, but they can never be the best Michael Jordan because he is who he is and he's himself. So my point is, be who you are. If you're a dopey nerd, or if you're a stupid person who talks to a camera like myself, embrace it, enjoy it, get good at it, love what you do, and yeah, you'll be fulfilled, you'll be happy. Like, I've had a lot of bad things, like most of us, happen to me this year, and I can honestly say that I'm still waking up happy every day. And that, it means a lot to me, because right now, in the point of my life where things are hard, if I'm still happy and content and still passionate about who I am and what I'm doing, then like, life will only get incredibly better, right? Like, you have to do this stuff when things are hard, because it kind of defines you who you are when things get difficult, and you just perish. You let it consume you, let it push you to the ground, because life is difficult, as all of us know. Life is very hard, and those who just sit down and complain about it and blame their environments or things that have happened to them, what's gonna change? Nothing will change, right? Like, we all have the power to change our lives. We all have the power to change our mind. And it's just, it frustrates me that a lot of people would rather complain, or worse, a lot of people would rather put people down than to make themselves happy and to make other people happy. And that's one thing I really dislike. And a lot with social media too, like a lot of people just hate for no reason. Doesn't matter if some girls take photos of themselves, or, you know, you think they're just vain because they appear beautiful or they are beautiful. It doesn't matter, it's them. If they want to be the prettiest person in the world, it's up to them. People strive to be a millionaire, or to buy cars, or to spend on their money on clothes. It doesn't matter. Like, everyone's different, everyone wants different things, and you're entitled to an opinion, but you're not entitled to put other people down, right? Everyone's got their own prerogative to be who they are and to do what they want. So instead of focusing on all the bad in the world and focusing on other people, focus on yourself, spend time by yourself, get to know who you are, and I promise you that you will have an incredible life. You'll be fulfilled, you'll have purpose, and when you do, you will attract the right people, because you know who you are, and because when you know who you are, you do what you want. So for me, travel, fitness, hiking, I'm not going to meet somebody who hates nature, who hates fitness, who doesn't, like, it's just, you attract people that you want when you are yourself. And if you get into a relationship when you don't know who you are, as cringy as it is, you can't love other people if you don't love yourself. And I think a lot of our generation's problem is people don't want to be themselves, people want to be somebody else. And it just makes failed relationships happen. People get into relationships because they're scared of being alone. Guys, being alone isn't scary. You shouldn't fear being alone. It's beautiful, it's a beautiful thing. So much can come from it. You're not compromising, there's no drama. It's just, you do what you want, whenever you want. And yes, experiencing things with other people is incredible. I like to do that too, as everyone does. But You need to be who you are. Just be yourself. If that means spending a year alone without being in a relationship, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing being single. You're not weird if you're single. God, it's just, man, it's frustrating. It's annoying that people feel they have to be in relationships, even if these people are bad. Like, they would willingly get into a relationship with a bad person with the intent, knowing that they will cause damage to them, but they don't want to be alone. Yeah, alright. I don't know if this is even still recording. I went on a massive rant because I was, very distracted last night with that post, and yeah. So, hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope 1/3 of this actually made sense. I am going to enjoy some alone time in this incredible reserve with this beautiful weather. Today is the first day of spring here in Melbourne. 2 weeks left to lockdown. But yeah, DM me if you have any questions, and have a great day.